The 4K technology is gaining more and more popularity in the mainstream market, with 4K TVs and cameras getting cheaper and smartphones getting capable of recording 4K video. Sony thought, why not put a 4K display on a smartphone? What's going on guys, Gizmodict here, and this is my full review of the Xperia Z5 Premium, which is the world's first smartphone with a 4K display. From the outside, it is quite difficult to spot the Xperia Z5 Premium because it basically looks like any other Xperia Z smartphone with a glass and metal body design. We do have new colors this time, and the gold one, which I have, feels very premium and luxurious. The phone is a chunky rectangular slab which, while slippery, has a nice weight to it which gives it a solid feel in the hand. The power button is on the right hand side, which incorporates a fingerprint sensor. It is fast and works most of the time. However, there are times when it just refuses to recognize my finger, but I think it is more of a software issue rather than the hardware. The volume rocker is placed quite low, which makes it difficult to operate with one hand. There is a two-stage camera key for clicking those 23 megapixel photos, and Sony has also included a microSD card slot for memory expansion up to 128 GB. Overall, in terms of build quality and design, the Z5 Premium definitely holds up the premium tag, and you do get the feeling of using an upmarket, luxurious smartphone. The Z5 Premium, like its predecessors, retains the IP68 water and dust-proof certification, but Sony does not recommend putting the device in water. So in case you're planning to take a deep swim with the Xperia Z5 Premium or just want to wash it in your dishwasher, Sony is not going to accept your warranty claim. Internally, the Xperia Z5 Premium is powered by top-of-the-line specifications, which includes a Snapdragon 810 processor, 3GB of RAM, and Adreno 430 GPU. As a result, the phone excels in benchmarks and plays any game you throw at it. Day-to-day performance was superb, and the Snapdragon 810 did not show any signs of thermal throttling. The phone did heat up while playing high-end games and streaming Full HD videos on YouTube for a while, but nothing was obtrusive or unbearable. What was surprising this time was the Sony UI, which performed quite worse than my expectations. I have used every Sony flagship phone since the Xperia S, and this was the first time I found the user interface to be a bit laggy on a high-end Sony smartphone. The Sony skin has still stayed the same. It is a lighter modification of stock Android with some useful Sony features like small apps, themes, etc. But the UI, as I said, did lag at times, especially while clearing the multitasking tray, where I had to wait for about 3 to 4 seconds for the phone to return back to its home screen. Apart from that, the UI was smooth for the most part, and while the phone is running on Android 5.1.1 Lollipop, the Marshmallow update is going to be out soon. The camera on the Xperia Z5 Premium is a 23 megapixel f2.0 sensor, which for some reason does not have optical image stabilization. Sony's camera app now clicks 23 megapixel photos in the superior auto mode, which is a great improvement, and the app also offers a few modes which have been there on the older Xperia devices. The image quality from the Xperia Z5 Premium is impressive, and the smartphone is capable of producing some very sharp images in the daylight. The 23 megapixel sensor captures in a lot of detail, and even in low light, the results from the camera are impressive. However, my Galaxy S6 still does a better job when it comes to clicking pictures in dimly lit conditions. So while the Xperia Z5 Premium does not have the ultimate smartphone camera, it is still one of the best ones in the market. To view the pictures and 4K videos that you take from your Xperia Z5 Premium, you have an 806 ppi 5.5-inch 4K display. It is the first time that I have seen a 4K display on a 5.5-inch screen, and I have to say that Sony nailed it this time in terms of the display department. The phone actually operates in 1080p mode for the most part. It is when you see an image or a video in the Sony album or movies app, the 4K display kicks in and gives you one of the best viewing experience on a smartphone. It does take a second or two to get activated when you are swiping through images, but once it's done, the amount of detail that you can see is quite amazing. According to Sony, the phone upscales the content which is not in 4K to give you a great viewing experience. But apps like YouTube and Netflix are still operating in 1080p mode, so you need to have all of your 4K content stored locally onto the device. So is the 4K display cool? Yes, it definitely is, but is it necessary right now? I don't think so, because first of all, you're not going to use or notice all of those pixels while using the device on a day-to-day basis. All of your apps and games are going to run on 1080p anyway. Moreover, there is barely any 4K content available right now apart from YouTube and Netflix, which again don't run at 4K on the phone. So I don't think the 4K display is a necessity right now, and it's again more of a luxury gimmicky feature on the phone. But the Xperia Z5 Premium is still great for media consumption because the display panel itself produces some very vibrant colors and it gets very bright in direct sunlight. There are also dual front-firing stereo speakers which add to the experience and make the Z5 Premium an enjoyable smartphone to watch videos. By now, you all might be wondering that the Snapdragon 810 coupled with the 4K display must be providing a very poor battery life on the Xperia Z5 Premium. But the 3430 mAh battery performed more than enough to get me through a full working day. Sony has incorporated a few battery saving modes to get even more juice out of the Z5. Network reception was also solid, and the Z5 is available in the dual SIM variant here in India. Overall, the Z5 Premium is a good smartphone. The 4K display is something cool to have in a phone, but at around 55,000 rupees in India, I think that the phone is overpriced. It is available for around $600 in the US. And if you don't care about the 4K display, you can opt for the Xperia Z5 or the Xperia Z5 Compact, which come with similar specifications and a relatively smaller screen size for a lesser amount of price. The Z5 Premium is more of an exclusive smartphone which is going to appeal a very small amount of people and is not something that is going to sell a lot around the world. It is a good experiment by Sony, but the phone, I think, is too early for its time, and I do think that we still have some time to go before 4K completely enters into the mainstream market. So this concludes my review of the Xperia Z5 Premium. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, then please show your support by liking and sharing the video. Do remember to subscribe for more upcoming reviews. Do let me know your thoughts about the Z5 Premium and the 4K technology in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.